Hey everybody, getting ready to do a pixel art, or I'm sorry, a Pyrotoad stream. This time I'll be doing audio stuff in GB Studio as well as BFXR, and I'm going to be checking out My Little Life also, which is a game that runs on the bottom of the screen. So that should be fun. It might be a shorter stream, and then I might start again later. But it should be a good time. Hang out for a minute while I post the link around, and I'll be ready in just a moment. Alright, I am ready. So, I've got this... Oh, DaVinci Resolve is still up, yep. So I've got this, this new game that came out called My Little Life. I've been following the dev on Twitter for a while. And, it looks pretty cool. So, it looks like it's got very high reviews, even though it just came out, and it's always a good sign. It's cheap, so I have no idea what I'm in for, but I have seen some of the development, so it looks like a fun little idle game to play on the bottom of the stream. So yeah, let's start that up and see what this is about, because I know nothing about this. Should we live in the city or the suburb? It says recommended. Let's start with the suburbs then. Alright, so here's our little dude. I turned off the audio, but it still seems to be there for the sound effects, which is interesting. Oh, I guess I just turned off the music. Well, that makes sense. Alright, so let's complete character fulfillment task F to unlock this tab. Alright, so let's go to this F button. Apparently there's a little bit of a learning curve here. Achieve this little person's hopes and dreams. Hold right click and drag the world to bring my home into view. Okay. Ah, there it is. I need some room, and I could use some credits. Use the credit button to sell 3 trash items. I need a place to poop. Please place an item that fulfills the toilet need. One can be found in the furniture section. Alright, so that's what that is. Got furniture, so let's get a bucket. We'll put that next to the next to the sink there. So it looks like it takes a little bit of time to be made here. I'm gonna sip on my tea while this happens. It looks like a small little cool down thing or whatever. All right. Uh-oh, he's pooping. Unlock any item by spending fulfillment points. Fulfillment points can be gained by placing items, building walls, gaining promotions, and completing fulfillment quests. Interesting. So, how do we complete this? I don't see an instruction here. Is that what one of these is? No, this one maybe? Ah, these must be the quests. Complete fulfillment tasks. Interesting. Unlock any item by spending fulfillment. Oh, it wants me to unlock items. Let's get a mirror in here. A food thing? Is this a grill? What is it? We'll go ahead and put it in our little room. We've got furniture. What is this? Must be placed on the floor. Is this a wall? I don't know what this is. But I built it. We could put some flowers here so that way we have to walk through them. Put oh. Well, let me do that. Oh, it did, okay. Well, we could put a rock here. Yeah. Oh, is this a couch? Just go ahead and put that right there. Or something. Oh, we've already got a couch. Alright, so can we complete this yet? No. Marty Brooks, unlock any item using FP. Oh, is that what these are? Is that an easel? We'll paint the tree. We already got a sink. Oh, I see. I see that the ones that are dimmed are locked. Oh, and you gotta hit the unlock button. Alright, alright, it's making sense. Alright, we'll complete that. Like to follow my passion, pick a career for me on the career tab. Okay. We'll make him a painter. Okay then. Start with a self-portrait. Well, looks like we got all the pictures made. Well, is he gonna do it? Okay, he's doing it. So this is pretty cool. I have a feeling it gets more idle as you progress. That's usually how these games work. But yeah, nice little start. Anyways, let's get to work here. Oh, every once in a while my mouse, actually it's my USB hub, for some reason is having hiccup problems, so every once in a while my mouse, which is hooked up to that, just like goes haywire for a second. Yeah, there's just not enough USB ports on this darn computer, and this hub is like over 10, it's like over 15 years old. It's probably going on 20. Which is sad. But yeah, probably about 20 years old. So yeah, it's outdated to say the least. So let's turn off my awesome retro Spaceball music, and we'll throw on what I made for Pyrotoad. So it just loops, which is cool and all, but it should do something else, right? There's a whole channel that I'm not even using yet. But that would be the easiest way to do it. So what I'll do is I'll make a new one. And this is blank now. So I'll just copy all of this. If I can remember how to do that. There we go. Copy all of it and paste it. All of it. And it should do the exact same thing here. But on this one now. Yeah. So that's cool, but we actually want this one to be 0 because we want it to play twice, so this one will be 1. And then, so now I kind of want to do something. Actually, you know what? Let's go back. Sometimes it's like this. So I want to do the exact same thing, but change up the drums a little bit. And I'm not sure exactly what I want to do yet. I'm gonna turn off the sound effects for this guy because it's a little bit distracting here. We just type it in. Cool. All right, so now if we start over, I kind of want it to be different at the end. So one thing we could do is copy what we've got going on here. And that could add something to it. So let's try that. So it did sound cool with the extra kicks in there, but it's kind of minimal. So I think we should do something different with the percussion as well. So what I like about this software is that it allows you to switch between a traditional piano roll, or I guess a more modern piano roll, and a more traditional tracker style. So I guess they're both kind of traditional at this point. They're both kind of old school, but you can see all of the channels on it, which is cool. And here's what I've done with the noise, right? So this is cool, but we could maybe change it up. And if we click here, so that sounds cool, but like I said, we want to change it up. So maybe go the other way. Oh, I changed the because I hadn't selected the sound. Let's try that. You kind of can't really hear it. So let's try something else with maybe put it up even higher and do more of a spread. And then here we can do even more with the snare crash thing, and maybe explosion. That could be fun. But we don't want to do that because it'll erase what we've already done. So you got to kind of be sparing with percussion to get it all to fit, right? That's kind of my favorite part. So that's a start, but I feel like it could do more with this explosion stuff. So wait, go back to do that, and there, and maybe down here. And I'm just putting notes in randomly because I want it to have like a catching effect. All right, so if we click at the start of the start, this little pink arrow is like your starting point. So that's cool, except that this note here was too low to be heard. So let's put it more there and see what happens. Yeah, so now we've got a little bit of variety, even though the baseline hasn't changed. So what we can do now is go back into our tracker mode, and it's really handy for selecting everything. copy it and paste it. And then we'll make a new one, and this will be 3, and we'll actually copy all of 1 and paste it on the 3. So now we've actually got this 0 and 2 are this, or yeah, 0 and 2 are the same, and 1 and 3 are the same. But what I want to do is make a little bass line or something else. Maybe not a bass line, but or maybe a second bass line. I don't know. It's a frog game, so it can have a lot of bass as long as it's like intertwined. But honestly, I'm not great with the wave. Actually, you know what? We're using the wave. So what we're doing instead here is we're actually going to the duty. And the reason why we're not using the wave channel is because the sound effects are going to use the wave channel. So if we want a sound effect for when you jump, we don't want it to take over the music. So, and you're going to be jumping a lot, right? So it makes sense to leave the wave channel for pretty much all Game Boy games. It makes sense unless you're making something that's like, I don't know, heavily audio based and without a lot of sound effects at all, then you could get away with using the wave channel. So like a cutscene or something like that, that's perfect for using the wave channel. But if you're doing in-game music, it's probably best off to leave that blank, or be sparingly, use it sparingly. So yeah, there's a lot here and there's not a lot of space. So it might actually be better to use the duty 1 because it's just got the kick drum on it. So that's probably what we should do here. So if we go back here, it's a little bit easier for me to move around and get around in this. So right now we're using this bass drum, but there's a lot of cool little things here. Like the sweep one is fun. So let's see what we can do with that. Now the kick is on the downbeat. So if we go on the halftime of that, we could probably get some cool sounds to fit in there. Oh, that's not right. So let's see what that sounds like. That's pretty cool, but it's not exactly what I want for the sweep. And we can change the duty also. So let's try changing the duty. So that sounds a little bit better with the duty, but like let's try it with a different shift here. And then let's do a different timing. We'll just try a few different things here, and then the sweep change. We're not hearing a lot of changes here, and I am thinking because we're on the wrong instrument here. So yeah, this is a little bit confusing because you have your palette choice here, like what you're painting with. If this is a brush, it's actually a pencil, but what you're drawing with. And then this here is actually your instrument. So we wanted to change this pink one, but I think we were actually changing this one. No, I think we were changing this one. No, which one were we changing? I put it at 75% duty. I'm trying to go back and fix the mistake that I made, but I can't seem to find where I made it now. So I'm not really too worried about it. I haven't done a whole lot with this track yet, so as long as it sounds good from the start, we should be fine. Oh, I didn't put the pink arrow there. Wonder if my little dude's gonna die. Because I don't know how to get food. Is that what this is? Toaster? Let's unlock some food. Oh, it's gotta be placed on furniture. Okay. So we need a new table is what we need. But how do we make the house bigger? Ah. Build wall on the walls tab. Okay. Ah. You can only build one wall at a time, apparently. Or no, I don't have enough money. I see, I see. Alright, so back to music. So I kind of like that now. I don't know why I didn't like it before, but now I do. I think it's because I heard it in the background for a little bit there. So... it's a little different, but it might work. Oh, hey, Kixie, how's it going? Good morning. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I figured I'd get a little bit of streaming in before your stream and maybe raid into you. So, that is if there's anyone on my stream. Who knows these days. I still haven't developed a schedule yet. I don't trust myself yet to stick to it, so I want to make sure that I'll be able to stick to it before I actually say, this is my schedule. Oh cool, thank you for thinking of me. Of course, it's Saturday, it's Kixie Day. So I kind of like how that sounds. But I think it needs something more at the end. Yeah, you excited for your stream? I know I am. Did you decide on what you're playing? I like how that sounds too. Kixie Day. Well, I mean, you've been streaming for like 9 hours, so it's pretty much the whole day, right? Alright, so the ending sounded bad, but going into it, like the off timing actually sounded okay. I kind of like that. So I think we should do the same thing on this other channel here. So if we go into the tracker mode, actually it's probably easier in piano roll mode. It's because we can see the pink. So what we can do then is, so I'm holding shift to select multiple things here, as one would expect. And then I'm going to go into this one. Now, the tricky part here is that when you hit paste, it's going to put it wherever your cursor is. So you kind of have to remember where the first one is. Otherwise, it'll be hard. So it's like the first half beat there. Or whatever. The 3. Yeah, so now if we start from the top, I'm gonna do Hypnospace one more time. I love it so much, so it gets 2 streams. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see where that goes. Like, I mentioned when you asked me about it, that like I like playing those types of games, but sometimes I don't have the patience for them. And I think that's due to my dyslexia. Like when there's like a lot of extensive reading, it's just better if someone else does it. So I feel like because of the kicks at the end, it almost doesn't work as well on the last one because I think I might have pasted over the kicks. No, maybe not. Didn't I put extra kicks in? Ah, they're up at the top. Yeah, so these kicks are kind of ruining it. So let's get rid of those and see how it sounds now. That's much better. So it's actually starting to feel like a song because it's got some variety. Be right back for food, no problem. Take your time. Oh, there's a Pokemon in chat. I better try to catch that. Oh, I didn't catch it. Wasn't in time. We got an ad starting in a minute anyways here, so I'm gonna take a little break and I'll throw on some music. Oh, that's not the music. Where is the music? There's the music. Alright, it looks like the ad break is over. And yeah, so not sure what happened to my little dude. Oh, he's over here painting still. I think I got enough money for a new wall. So let's go ahead and do that. I think that was all my monies though. I like how it's credits, But at the same time, the C makes me think it's sense, and the fact that I'm an artist makes me think that it's sense. Because I can't be making that many dollars. Not as an artist. How am I doing on food? Hygiene's looking kind of poor. I need more walls. I don't know. I've got a bit to learn about this game. Oh, there's a present over here. Go get the present. Oh, I gotta click them. Okay. All right. So let me turn off the music. We'll go back to making music for Pyrotoad here. So I was saying that it doesn't have a chorus yet, but now I'm hearing it in my head, and I think it's like da 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 da, boom boom boom, and goes back to the chorus, right, or to the verse. So let me make sure that's what it is in my head. I have to listen to it a lot. That's how I produce music. I just listen and listen and listen. Is that My Little Life? Yeah. So I've been checking out My Little Life. I just picked it up today. It was like $5.75 or something like that. Impulse buy, but I've been watching the dev make it since the beginning, so that's on your game list for today. Oh, cool. Yeah, no, I'm having fun with it. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but the tutorials are great. So, like, what does it say? I'd like to get a promotion at work so I can earn more credits. That way I can buy better stuff. So if I go here, let's see, I've already got that. But I don't have this. So I need to buy this. And you have to put it on furniture. I put it on the sink. Promotions are not always what they're cracked up to be. You said it best, Kixie. Sometimes they give you a promotion without the raise. That's never fun. They give you more responsibility, but less time to do what you need to do sometimes. So yeah, it is. The normie work world is stressful. That's probably why I'm on the peripherals of the normie work world. Although I've been looking at my finances, I might have to rejoin the normie work world at some point here. But that's okay. That's part of being an artist. Alright, so I think there will be a chorus. And then back to the verse. So we'll start with 4 here, and we'll do the bass. And if I look at this one, it'll be easier to see what instrument I was using. So looks like I was switching between this red one and this teal one. So that looks like the soft sweep 50% duty and the fade out 25% duty. So yeah. What I can do, I keep hitting the M key, but that's not the marquee. I'll just copy that and we'll paste it up here. We'll make a new one. This will be 5. And I'm not sure what note I want. We'll go with this one for now. Oop. Lost it. Give it back. Give it back. I think I might have messed this up already. I need to hear it. I got a promotion like that once and it came with fake power too. Alright, so that is messed up. It sounds like a fire alarm went off. But also this should be where the Sorry. It came with fake power too. Being able to influence decision was the lure, but it was a trick and they just wanted me to be a mouthpiece. So does that mean like having to fire people? Because that sucks. I've never had to fire people, but it's not easy. Like I've been in the situation where I was interviewing people, and that felt like firing people when you have to tell them like we're going with someone else. So I can only imagine. But yeah, this last one sounded terrible, so I should fix that before we listen to it again. I don't want anyone's ears to start bleeding on me here. I'm just guessing on stuff, and sometimes that's how I work. It's weird that I guessed just right, because that's exactly the notes that I wanted. So maybe I wasn't guessing, I don't know. Let's try it from the top, even without, or you know what, let's give it some kicks. Because without the kicks, it's gonna sound funky in a bad way. like gym socks funky. I wanna select all of it, good. Hey, what's up, Indie Maniac? How you doing? Thanks for joining. Welcome in. Are you here for the funky gym socks? No, I'm just kidding. We're making music for Pyrotoad, and I'm playing this idle game at the bottom. I'm an artist making, I like to call these cents, but they're credits. Making a few cents every now and then on my art. I need like a table and like some more walls, so I'm gonna make some more walls while I'm at it. Is that all? That's all I can afford. Oh, I'm negative money somehow. Whoops. Build those walls, dude. Yeah, so I wanted to put the kicks in. Let's start them here on duty 1. I kind of want to know where it started. All right, looks like C5. That's not what I copied. Get out of here. All right. Select all, copy. Let's go to 4. Paste on C5. Go to 6. Paste on C5. All right, so now it at least has kicks. We'll give it drums too, but I want to make sure that the kicks sound okay, because there's a chance that they might need more. In fact, they probably will need more because it's a chorus and it's got to sound different than the verse. That's exactly why I'm here. How did you know? Yeah, funky gym socks. That's how you bring in the people. He's sleeping? He's sleeping now. I didn't notice that before. Yeah, so it's gonna need more kicks. Also, that's not supposed to go to the end. I wanted it to end early, so I don't know why I did that. I thought I didn't. I thought I deleted it. Thought I got rid of you. You came back. Also, I kind of want to get rid of those kicks there, so that way there's like silence, and it leaves you like, wait, did something just break, or did the song just end? And then it goes right back into the chorus or the verse. I keep saying the chorus. Actually, I don't know which is the verse or the chorus yet, but I think the end is the chorus here. So let's give it more kicks. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is just select it all, copy it, and then paste it like there. You can tell how how confident I am in that decision. I think I might have been too soon. Yeah, that sounds bad. Can we Control Z that and then no? Okay. Copy, paste, and then there. That's where it needed to be. It needs one more kick there. Wait, what happened here? It's just in the wrong spot. All right, so this needs to go there. Well, that sounded cool. I don't know what it was, but it sounded cool. It's like we're playing Galaga. You know what, maybe it does need some kicks there. Also, it ended on the wrong note. Or the wrong instrument. But it needs a kill. So what we can do is, I don't know, I guess we just put another one of these. Actually, that sounded bad. So let's move it here, maybe? I don't know. I think that kind of works. We'll listen to the whole thing. I just still don't like that ending. But also, it needs some noise. So we'll go into this tracker mode. Copy just the noise channel. Hey, give me just the noise. Copy. We'll use it for, oh, that's the wrong place, buddy. We'll use it for now and we'll see how it sounds, but chances are I'll have to make adjustments because it's the same as the first one. So let's take a listen from the start. The noise actually sounds pretty good that way. I'm nodding my head. I know you can't see it, but I'm grooving here. I'm a little on the fence about that weird off-timing stuff with the whatever that is. I already got one. I don't need another. Anyways, I need to throw some things out here, I think. Can't remember how to do that, though. Because there's like old furniture here. It was like the first thing it taught me how to do and I've already forgotten it. Oh, I made it small. Oh, I did it again. I was like, what does this icon do? Oh, that's real big. Whoa, that's real small. Can we get it back? Okay. My hygiene is very low, and my joy is very low. I feel bad for this guy. Maybe if he wasn't living near trash. You can move the flowers, right? What happened? Did I lose my movement tool? Ah, the money button. That's how you get rid of trash. Furniture, a log. Let's go ahead and unlock this one. Can we not put it down? It won't let me put it down. Not sure why. Furniture must be placed inside. Do I not have enough walls? Or is that wall in the way? I didn't know what this was when I built it, so maybe that's part of the problem. Let's make some more walls. Oh, I guess I can only make one at a time. You prefer the muffin button. Interesting. Something like a good muffin button. I kind of feel like it could do the verse twice. This part here, I think it can go through this whole thing a whole nother time before going into 4 and 5. So let's do that. We'll add 2 more. This one will be 0. This one will be 1. This one will be 2. This one will be 3. And then we'll add 2 more. And this will be 4 and 5, I believe. It gets a little bit confusing because every time you hit this button, it adds a new one, even if you don't need it. The muffin button is a reference to Dragon Ball Z. Abridged Goku had a muffin button on his spaceship. Yeah, see, I'm not a Dragon Ball Z person. I mean, I remember trying to watch it when I was a kid and just not being able to really get into it. I don't know. I don't know what I was into. I was into playing video games at that point. So it was hard to keep my attention because I was always playing like Secret of Mana or like Final Fantasy 3 or like, I don't even know. I played a lot of RPGs back then. I played a little bit of everything back then, actually. Oh my god! Oh my god! It's Rick. How you doing, Cryptic? Thanks for dropping in. The Bridge is a funnier, dubbed-over version of the show. Okay. I have an abridged version of the movie, I think. But they call it a riff track. But I think that's like a trademark thing, like company riff tracks or something. They like go around making these overdubs, and then you have to purchase the movie and then line up the overdub. It sounds like a pain in the ass. But I freaking love doing that. I call it Mystery Science Theater 3000. That's what I call it, because that was my first like introduction to that like overdubbing. Because I love those shows. I mean, even the newer seasons on Netflix are still fun. They're still good because they're old shows. And what's her face and Eugene Merman are on there, and they're both really funny. What's her face? Can't remember her name, but she's from The Guild, which is a show that I loved back in the day. And then she's on like a whole bunch of different shows now. I want to say, no, that's not her name. I almost had it, but it was someone else. I don't know her name. I should look it up. Felicia Day. That's what it was. See, now I was thinking Christina Fey, which I think is a comedian, but Felicia Day. So, oh, there's those dog walkers. I'm pretty sure those are the dogs who pooped on my sidewalk and didn't clean it up, because I saw that guy jogging the other day. And how do you pick up dog poo when you're jogging? That's my question. I'm not a dog owner, so I don't know. Dog owners, chime in. Can you pick up dog poop while you're jogging? Because I don't think it's possible. It would be like sloshing around and you get squished and like, where do you put it? Is it gonna be like slapping against your thigh as you run? You know what I mean? Like, how do you jog with dogs? That's my question. Let's build some more walls. I like where this song is going. I'm just bobbing my head again. I can't believe my tea's already gone. Oh, there's an ad break coming up. Perfect. Alright, can we fit my table now? How do I do it? Oh, promote. Okay, cool. I promoted him. Now how do I put that on my table? Can I not put that on my table? Must be placed on the floor. Props can be placed on this item. Must be placed inside. So what about this one? Can I place this one? Is it not letting me place stuff anymore? Oh, it's because I'm broke. Duh. It says right there, red 25 credits. I keep saying cents. Go back to work, dude. We need to make some money. Alright, so the ad break is going to start in 2 minutes. I'm going to jump the gun so that way I can boil some water and make some more tea. So yeah, I'll be right back. Just let me make some tea and enjoy the ad break, and I'll put on some better music. Oh hey Kaliskia, how you doing? I was just about to take a break to make some tea, and there's an ad break coming up, but I'm glad you dropped in. My plan is to raid Kixie after this, so should be a seamless when she starts. I don't think she starts till, what, 2:30 or so at my time, and it's like 1 now here, so... But yeah, I am going to make some tea real quick and put on different music so this doesn't get too annoying, because I'm going to be hearing this a lot. Where'd the music go? There it is. Yeah, thanks. It'll just take a second. I gotta boil the water, and then I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, it looks like you brought the tea. That's pretty cool. I like that emote. That's a cool emote idea. I've actually been thinking about emotes for non-subscribers, for follower emotes, because I just realized that, like, I haven't put any of those in. They're all sub emotes, and I don't know what to do for those ones. So I'm just kind of thinking of ideas. The old teacup is always a good idea, though. I like that. All right, so let's take a listen at where I was at. I kind of liked it, though. I kind of thought that it was like pretty much done. Might go back and change some things, but. Got me a table. We'll go with this one. Unlock the food here. We can't afford it quite yet, but I don't know what it is. Oh, did I already buy it? Does unlocking it buy it? Go get your package, bro. I guess he's making money. I can't stop him. He's in the middle of a painting. Alright, I can stop him. Get over there. Grab your package. Put it inside. Someone's gonna steal it if you just leave it on the porch. Oh, congrats on the grapple lock. I don't know how that congrats. The grap lock? The grap lock. Congrats on the grap lock, Pixie. You have caught the Pokemon. The Pokemon is caught. Yeah, no, I really like that song. I think that's a great start, so I'm gonna definitely save that. And I'm pleased with that. What else we got? We got sound effects. So this is what I've made so far. Oh, redeem the first. Congrats on being first. Thanks for checking in. Thank you for checking in, Indy. That's number 2 for you, catching up. Yeah, I put a whole bunch of redeems in, and they're actually pretty fun. Like, I don't know, maybe I should have made them free. Because they're fun. Oh gosh. Exactly. Yes. You guys are awesome. Yeah, the Monty Python stuff. I think there's like Vizzini. I love him. He's so good.
This sucks.
I'm glad I put those in there. This is entertaining for me. Yeah, a lot of them are randomized. Some of them are the same every time, but I've been working on making them randomized with random images and or sound clips that go along with the images. I'm still learning more about Mix It Up, but I'm having fun with it for sure. Yeah, sometimes I feel like the timing gets off and stuff like that. But I think the Monty Python one's my favorite.
That fish has gone.
Have you seen the fish? Fishy, fishy, fishy. I don't know if you guys seen The Meaning of Life, but there's an intermission where it's like it's like so surreal and abstract that but it's about fish. So whenever you guys do like the whole fishing stream on indie stream, like I'm always thinking of that fishy, fishy, fishy. And it went wherever I did go. But yeah, it's kind of niche humor, I guess. Can I build this? Let's put that there. So for the sound effects, I was just kind of like randomly making stuff. I don't have like a list. It's definitely easier with a list, but no list has been made. But I kind of have like a general idea. You've only seen the Holy Grail one, I think. Okay. Well, they're all really good. And actually, there's one that came out before the Holy Grail that kind of like paved the way for Holy Grail. I'm trying to remember what it was called because it's not very popular. I should just look it up. Otherwise, I'll just be scratching my head for a bit. Monty Python film. Oh, Eric the Viking is what it was called. Actually, yeah, there it is. Like it came to me as I was typing it, but yeah, it was in 1989. And then so Life of Brian was 1979. The Meaning of Life was 1983. So okay. So Eric the Viking came out after the Holy Grail. Okay, so I had that confused. So yeah, 1975 was the Holy Grail, but Eric the Viking was 1989, so quite a bit later. But yeah, it didn't do as well, but it was really good. I need to rewatch that one actually because it's been like at least 10 years since I've seen it. But The Life of Brian is really good. It's all about Jesus, except it's not Jesus. Like when it starts, there's like wise men showing up at this woman's house. Well, you know, it's a Monty Python woman, so it's a guy dressed as a woman, and she's like trying to shoo them away until she realizes that they brought like myrrh and frankincense. He's like, well, why didn't you say so right over here? and tis but a scratch, tis but a flesh wound. That was a good one. Yeah, no, the Black Knight, that was a good one. So eventually the wise men realize that that's Brian and not Jesus, and they leave to go to Jesus, who's like in the manger next door. But this movie is about the life of Brian, so like the next scene they're like watching Jesus from like a distance because there's like a crowd of people and they can't get close and they can't even hear, so they're just like, did you hear what he said there? Something about blessed are the cheese makers. What? That's insane. That's preposterous. Well, I think he means anyone who works in dairy. So like the whole movie is like that, and it's just really great. By the end of it, not to give too much away, but Brian has a bit of a following, and I think he gets crucified, I want to say. But it ends on a high note with a really great song. Always look on the bright side of life. So yeah, I like that one. It's a little bit, you know, political or religious in a sense. It's got a lot about like Roman history and stuff like that in there, which is you know, very Monty Python to do. But yeah, I'm a big Monty Python fan. My dad got me into it when I was a kid. Poke catch. I gotta remember to catch some Pokemon here. Every time I do it, it's like already done. I'm probably out of Pokeballs. Yeah. So what I've been doing is actually just duplicating this frog jump one because I kind of like it as a starting point. So I like that for the lily pad. So we'll do that, and then we'll make a duplicate of that because I heard something else before. Yeah, so we'll do. And maybe some Bit Crush. This is gonna be the fireball. I think that's it. Alright, so we'll start with the... You know what, we want something else, so we're gonna make a new one. So we'll go create new sound here, which is a nice little handy button. And then these are actually really handy little buttons too. So we'll start with a coin. That's a terrible coin. Sometimes they're better, sometimes they're not, right? But what we can do is then make adjustments like however we want. So first thing, I need it to be longer. And also I don't want it to be noisy. That sounds better, I like that. This is going to be for when you touch the power-up that does, what's it called? It lights you on fire, right? So it's like a good power-up, though. It lets you shoot the fire. So this is going to be the fireflies. So I kind of want it to sound like happy. I feel happy. That's another redeem. My lord, I hope that's not because the audio is too loud. Am I causing ear pain? There seems to be a filter coming on here. Where is this? Sounds like a sword. That was for my money. Oh no. Oh, your lord. Your lord. My lord. Because of the 22,000 Pokebucks. Yeah. No, I've got some Pokebucks stashed too. I just haven't been spending any. Which is why I'm all out of Pokeballs. Let's check that out. Pokebalance. $72,000. So, yeah. If only my actual finances looked like that. Hey, you're the one who started here. I need to spend some of that money. Usually what I do is I'll spend half of it on Pokeballs and half of it on Ultra Balls. And I usually don't really throw Ultra Balls until I run out of Pokeballs. Yeah, my finances don't quite look like that. Give me that 72K in real life. Yeah. Well, it goes fast. Once you start spending money, it's like a downhill slope. At least that's what I'm experiencing. I spent so much building my bank account, and now I'm depleting from it without putting stuff back in. I'm like, uh-oh. But if everyone goes and buys Pyrotoad, I'll make half of the sales of that, so that might be enough to, I don't know, go to the grocery store once. I don't know. That actually sounds cool, but it's too punchy. And it's got like... It's got that nasty sound. Oh wait, that sounded much better. I like that. So I'm gonna save this as shoot because we've got shooters that do that. But then I'll duplicate it and go back to trying to make the firefly. Why does everything cost so much money? Yeah, that's why I moved to Oklahoma. Like literally, I moved to Oklahoma because everything costs less money here. The cost of living is so low here. It's crazy. Even gas costs less. I'm like, what? Really? Like, wow. I have a feeling that in 10 years, there's going to be a lot more people in Oklahoma just because of the price of everything is going so high. People are going to realize, like, wait a second, there's no crime and it's cheap. Like, why am I living in the city somewhere? I don't know. That's just... By then, the value of my house is going to go way up, and I'll be able to sell it and move to someplace like Japan or something. Who knows? Move to Europe or Italy, buy property in Italy. No, can you imagine? Like, we think that everything is expensive here, but try buying property in Italy. It's just not possible for Americans. Sorry, unless you're like super duper rich. Like Colgate, literally. When I went to Italy, I stayed on property that was owned by Colgate. They had like a mansion on top of the hill, and then I stayed at a villa that was down the street from the mansion. It was actually pretty cool. We could walk to the mansion, and it was like a big mansion. It had like one of those like massive pool fountain, like a reflection pond kind of thing in front of the mansion. It was like, whoa, like not even for swimming, just for it looking cool. And it was on top of a little hill that we would probably call a mountain. No, I mean it's Tuscany, so it was like big hills. But that was a cool trip. Very expensive trip, holy cow. And that was back in 2007. I heard Italy was doing a thing a while back where they were selling some property very cheap to attract people. That's interesting. That is very interesting. But very cheap in Italy is probably still very expensive here. And I can't imagine it being good property if it's not already. So Italy's very small, and they have a lot of regulations and rules about building there because it's a tourist-based economy. So they, like, if you build a house, you can't change the footprint of the property that's, because all the property's there, you know. I mean, like, it's all used. So like even in Tuscany, you weren't allowed to build. Like if you owned the land, you couldn't build anymore. You had to use the footprint of your house, and you could manipulate that footprint. You could tear down a room here and add a room here. But even doing that, you had to follow all these rules to make it look the same as the rest of the places around you. That's why all of the villas and stuff, they all look the same. They all have this nice like Spanish tile and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just crazy amount of rules there. I imagine in the city it's a little bit different, but then you got to worry about the cost of living in the city because there's more jobs, there's more people, everything goes up. It's just like, and it went, at least like Florence didn't seem like a nice place to be. Even, I mean, it was cool to hang out there and to travel there and like check the museums out and stuff, but there were like prostitutes all over the place, you know, and homeless people and peddlers selling just random stuff. Like, so many people selling those little annoying electronic toys that like no one ever buys. Like, I don't, it's just like to attract your kids, to attract the tourist kids, right? And then the kid, get the kid to cry. Seems common among other countries for some reason. Cheap housing, come here please. Some people find that to be a feature. Isn't prostitution legal in most countries? They're talking about legalizing prostitution in Illinois, so yeah. But I don't think these were legal prostitutes, judging by, I don't know, maybe they were. I don't know. Can you repeat where? Asking for a friend. This was in, well, I was, when I traveled to Italy, we spent most of it in Tuscany, but we also spent some time in Florence. But the prostitutes, they're by the airport. If you're looking for prostitutes, just go by the airport. They're there. They're waiting for you when you get there. So yeah. Just ask the cab. The cab drivers know. Well, they still had cabs in 2007. I don't know if they do now with all the Uber stuff. But yeah. They should not be hard to find. I like this, but I feel like it goes too low with the frequency slide, so. But or the delta slide. I'm just experimenting with the harmonics there. They usually don't work very well. I mean, like, doesn't sound very good. But yeah. The jump stuff, I think we'll keep because that sounds kind of cool. Do something with the flange. I kind of like it. So now I'm just tuning it to the music. This is actually music for a different game, but that's okay as long as it's in tune. I think that works. So we'll call this Firefly. Now at this point I feel like I should probably look at the game and see what other stuff needs music or audio. There's a Pokemon in chat. Oh, I don't have balls. That's right. I lost my balls. So, one time my dad met Geddy Lee, and if you don't know who Geddy Lee is, I'm sorry. You should. He's the bass player and singer from Rush. Anyways, one time my dad met Geddy Lee backstage after a concert where Rush played at their college, I believe is how the story goes. And he saw that he had a Bozo the Clown cigarette holder on his bass. Which is kind of strange. already, right? Which is probably why he got it, right? A Bozo the Clown cigarette holder for your bass. Like, it's probably custom made or something. I don't know. But my dad, you know, being the I don't know, quick to humor guy that he is, he says to him, he says, "Did you hear Bozo the Clown died?" And Geddy Lee is like, "What? You gotta be kidding me." And he says, "Yeah, he lost his balls in bucket number 6. I don't know if you guys ever watched Bozo the Clown show. I remember back in first grade, one of my classmates brought in a tape for show and tell of them throwing the balls at the buckets in the Bozo the Clown show. I was like, what? You were on the Bozo the Clown show? Of course, they only got to like bucket number 2 or something like that because they were like in kindergarten. I always thought it was crazy. How can you not throw the ball all the way to bucket? There's like $100 bill in there. So that might be before your time. I'm kind of showing my age here. There's an ad starting soon, so I'm gonna take a little break while you guys are in the ad. But I appreciate you hanging out. Gonna sip my tea. So maybe killing the brambles, that should be a sound, right? So that'll be next. Start with the fireball. You don't know who Geddy Lee is? I don't know if you can see the ads. Oh, I'll wait 2 minutes to finish this conversation. Oh, Bozo the Clown. You guys don't know who Bozo the Clown is. Of course you don't know who Bozo the Clown is. That was from the 90s. Oh, Indy knows Bozo the Clown. So I'll do some research while you guys are in the ad. Alright, welcome back from the ad, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. So, let's see. Kaluskia says, "I'm ashamed to say that I have no idea who that is. I assume you're talking about Bozo the Clown and not Geddy Lee, since I just explained who Geddy Lee was. But also, you should know who Geddy Lee is, just because Geddy Lee is awesome." But also, Indy said, "I've heard of the clown for sure. Also, I'm in an ad, so hold up. Holy crap, I'm doing a group project, and the 4th member didn't answer all week until today. It's due tomorrow, bro." That's crazy. Tell me about the group project. I hated group projects in college. That was the worst. Especially with artists. Oh my god. Artists are so flaky. Me included. I've been there. I've been flaky. Doesn't every group have that one? Exactly. That's the worst part about it. I've probably been that person before. Oh my god. On a tangent, one time in high school, I had to do a project for the science fair, and me and my stoner buddy, who was like in my band and stuff, or no, we weren't in a band yet at the time. Later in life, we were in a band yet. So we do a germination project. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna test germination of different seeds or different. I don't even know. It was it was so thin. Like there was nothing to our experiment. We were just like, we're gonna germinate some seeds and call it an experiment. And we didn't do it. And like you kind of need like some time to germinate seeds. So we just like made up an excuse and explained the experiment, and like strangely enough, the ceramics teacher who loved me and hated my brother was, because my brother was a senior and I was a freshman, I think, and so she hated my brother so much that she didn't want me to get a bad grade to make my brother look good. And since she was judging our experiment, she just gave us an A+, even though we had nothing to show for it and we did absolutely nothing but lie. It was crazy. It was crazy. It's for your marketing course I did part of the other day. Tell me more. I love marketing now. I hated it in college. I absolutely hated marketing class in college. It was like mind-blowing. Like, why do we have to learn this? Like, what is this even good for? Like, yeah, it was sickening at the time, because I'm sitting here trying to become an artist, and like art is like, you know, group projects are a pain. Yes, group projects are a pain, but life is pain. No, that's from Princess Bride. Sorry. Okay, so Bozo the Clown. Before we get too far off, we started the conversation and we didn't end it.
Is that you? Head that way. Well, we found our boy and we found our girl, and while they're going to the Bozo Drum to pick their at-home player, a little reminder that in Bucket 6 we have a brand new $50 bill.
Oh, $50 bill. Nowadays that's worth like what?
But that's not all, because besides the $50, we also have a boys or girls Schwinn bicycle. All right. And here's our
He's
girl
creepy
player
as
right
fuck.
back there from the Bozo Drum.
Don't tell that to
We have
Kixie. Kixie loves clowns.
Then we have Death. Hello. What's your name?
Rebecca.
Hello, Rebecca.
His
You
hair
look
is
so pretty.
magnificent.
How old are you?
That's a wig, Kixie.
5. Well, you certainly do look pretty, and this is your at-home player. Her name is, it looks like Valerie Valflick, and she's from Springfield, Illinois.
So I'm pretty sure it was local to Illinois. That's why one of my classmates was on the show.
You take a ping pong ball, aim for bucket 1. Go ahead, whenever you're ready. There we go. Good job. Look over there. That's great. And here comes Cookie with some prizes for you.
It's an Etch-a-Sketch from Ohio Art and a Fun Bar snack pack.
All right. Terrific.
I don't even know what a fun bar is.
You and I had our photograph taken.
Oh, maybe
with
fun
our
size.
Polaroid Spectra system
I don't know.
camera.
I don't
So
know.
you'll have a photographic memento of playing the grand prize game with me. Hip, hip.
If I would see him outside when it's dark, I would run immediately. Yeah, yeah. Look at this girl. She missed bucket number 2. You know how bad that would feel on national, well, on public broadcast or whatever. I think it was PBS.
She's gonna get duplicate prices of everything you've won. Thank you. Would you help her back to her seat? Give her a
Watch
big
out.
hand.
She can't even make it to bucket 2, so be careful. She might trip and fall.
Hi
I feel
there, what's
bad,
your
but
name?
still.
Hi, Michael. Let's see
I
what you
wrote
got
up a short
here.
background
This is
history
amazing.
on Amazon and where it came from, since its founding in like 1994 was part of the project, was my part of the project. Step 2 is their mission statement. Step 3, their values. And step 4, picking an Amazon SBU to talk about. An SBU.
All right. Yep. Now, you know how we play the grand prize game?
I'm not sure what SBU is. I feel like I should know, but some of that information is left
Your
me.
toes behind the black line. Take a ping pong ball.
Is B
Aim for
business?
bucket 1. He did it. Look at
Okay. Bucket number one. The kid made the bucket number one.
Horse basketball game and a Michael Jordan poster from Ohio.
Can't trust carnival games. I'm sure those buckets are rigged. Clowns are nice until you want to play games for prizes.
Ready to play some more?
Yeah.
Take another ping pong
I
ball.
don't know.
Aim carefully for bucket 2.
I've seen people win,
Yeah. Well, look what Cookie's
but
got
I
for
think
you
they
now.
picked the 3-year-olds on purpose.
Construction set
Man,
from
I remember
Ohio
those.
Art. And a T-shirt from Express Yourself.
My goodness, isn't that beautiful?
Somebody
That T-shirt
expressed
looks
themselves
hand-drawn,
early.
does it?
Never
Doesn't
mind,
it?
Dad.
These were
All right,
examples
you
of
ready to play
Amazon
some
SBU,
Take another ping pong ball.
Amazon
Aim
Prime,
for
Whole
bucket
Foods,
3.
Ring,
Yeah.
Amazon Fresh. But what does SBU stand for? I should just look it up.
Whoa, here we have a gumball machine with refills from Houston Foods.
All right. My goodness.
Strategic Business
Look at all
Unit.
that loot.
Okay, that makes sense.
Quiet, quiet, please. Quiet, please.
Yeah. So I actually
you're
did.
ready,
I actually
take
should know
another
that
ping
because
pong
I did
ball,
a
aim for bucket
report
4.
on Gibson for my
Yeah.
like my main marketing project for that because it was only a semester long class, and Gibson has a SBU called Epiphone,
Wow. All right.
which is it's like
You know what though? There's
cheap
room in there
Gibson,
for more
right?
prizes, So whenever you're ready,
So
take another ping pong
the
ball,
Gibsons
aim
get
for
all the
bucket
good
5.
wood, and then the Epiphones get like made in China basically, or some other country, Indonesia or something, and they're vastly different instruments that look the same. So you can have an Epiphone Black Beauty,
Right over there. Say it with me.
but it's not going to be the same as your Gibson Black Beauty, right? I know this because I have a Gibson SG, and it was like really expensive, but you could get a Epiphone SG for like $100 or something. Maybe, well, not anymore, but anyways, yeah. So that was Bozo the Clown, and that was your history lesson for today. Your Illinois public broadcast history lesson. And I'm sorry that it scares you. And if anyone was scared, I'm sorry in advance, because nightmares are coming. Where is OBS? There it is. And the music. There it is. I was typing that, but you got it. Yeah, sorry. I don't want you to have to do all the work here. I've got the internet. But yeah, marketing is interesting. It wasn't when I was in the class, but it is now. Sorry, Kaliskia. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a clown putting on a nose? Oh, just honking the nose. Yeah, I don't have a fear of clowns, but I never really appreciated them. Well, you know, when I was a kid, I thought they were okay. Can't sleep, clowns will eat me. I had a shirt that said, "Can't sleep, clowns will eat me," like over and over again, and the text got smaller and smaller as it went down the shirt. And I remember one time, a teacher started reading it, and they just kept reading it. "I can't sleep, clowns will eat me. Can't sleep, clowns will eat me. Can't sleep, clowns will eat me. Can't sleep, clowns will eat me." I was like, dude, you just need to read it once. But that's from The Simpsons. I don't know if you remember that, where he had like a clown bed like frame, like a headboard, a clown bed headboard or something like that. It just means they think you are really sweet when they want to eat you. That's funny. Did you guys see, what was it, House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects? There was Spaulding. Captain Spaulding was the clown in that. That's my favorite clown. He's hilarious. There's one point in the second one where he like hijacks this car, but there's like a little girl and a mom in the car, and so he's like, and he's dressed in full costume, and he's like, "I'm gonna need this car for some official clown business." And she's like, "What's that about clown business?" And it's just hilarious. Like, that movie is, I mean, they're gruesome movies, so like if you got a weak stomach, if you scare easily, stay away from them. But back in the early 2000s, I thought that stuff was awesome. For my marketing course, I talked about Markiplier for one of my assignments, where we had to pick a business that has a competitive advantage, and I argued YouTubers and content creators are usually underlooked in these marketing discussions, but it's slowly getting better. Yeah, so the thing about that is that, so marketing is constantly changing, like, very quickly. So it's hard to get a foothold on things that are moving too fast. So a lot of times in school, from what I recognize, is that they stick to things that are slow moving because they're easier to track and understand. Also, you don't look wrong when something changes drastically because you thought you had it figured out, but the whole market switched, because that's marketing for you. Sometimes the whole market will just turn on its head, you know? And you know, as much as you can learn from the history of marketing, you still have to, like, look at it as, like, that's what that was then and this is now, and things could be completely vastly different. You can still learn stuff from the history of marketing, the pet rock and mood rings and stuff like that, but, like, it's not the same anymore. You can't sell pet rock. Well, I guess they did reboot the pet rock, so that's not really a great example. And you could probably maybe reboot some mood rings too if you did it right, but that's hard, you know, because that's different, because those already did really well, so it's a little different. Can I buy some more furniture or props or something? What do we got here? More art, walls. What do I want? I want hygiene. What is this? Cooking. How do you get hygiene? Fitness. Nature. Cooking. Intelligence. Charisma. We need a bathtub. That's what we need. Yeah, let's get this bad boy. Should be coming in the mail any moment. No, well, could I afford it? Oh, I couldn't afford it? Alright, we'll get the cheap one. Oh wait, did I buy both of them? No. Maybe he won't be so mad all the time. This guy, I feel bad for him. His hygiene is at an all-time low and his joy. I mean, he's hanging in there. A wild Psyduck. I totally missed it. Man, that was a first gen. Marketing is so hard to evaluate from a finance perspective. Absolutely it is. Oh yeah, it's very different now than it was even 5 years ago. Absolutely, yeah. It moves so crazy fast. And I think Amazon is actually a really interesting like case study, right? Because they just started with books, right? And then they kind of hit the nail on the head, right? Because as fun as it was to go to Barnes and Noble, it was expensive. It was so expensive. Even if you're just going there for a coffee and a magazine, you could spend like $20 or more. And this was back in the 90s and 2000s era that I'm talking. So like, and that's all I really did there, you know, until I started to get into like art books and like philosophy books, or like the occult section I always thought was cool in Barnes and Noble. But yeah, like actually buying those books, no, they were like $40-50 sometimes, you know what I mean? So like I didn't have that type of cash on hand. I used to buy cigarettes, and I had to come up with money for pot, you know. Like I wasn't gonna go around buying books. I would just read them while I was there, and then I'd put them back and leave. And so what Amazon had was used books for one, and then they also had pretty much the entire college book market like cornered, right? Because when you're in college, the last thing you want to do is go. First of all, you had to call the Barnes and Noble to see if they had the book that you needed. That was step one. Call them, say, oh, do you have this book? Oh, you don't? Okay, let me call this other one. Call the other one. Oh, you do have the book. All right, I will drive 40 minutes to go to this Barnes and Noble that's far away. So please hold on to that book for me. And you get there, and hopefully they held it for you, and hopefully they still had it or whatever, and you buy it and you spend that money, but then you'd have to do that again for another book because they wouldn't all be in the same location. It was terrible. So when I was in college, Amazon was already selling books online. That's what I did for all of my college texts, which was hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It was like $1,000 over the course of my college career. It was probably over $1,000 worth of books, because I was getting these expensive art books. Art history book was like $200 alone, you know? It was crazy. I actually sold my marketing book because it was like $90 for the frickin' soft cover. I kind of wish I didn't, because I could have used that marketing book, but you know, my dad would have thrown it away eventually anyways. I'm pretty sure most of my books from college got thrown away. I still have like a texturing book, strangely enough. I learned that when I did research, didn't know they were just books at first. Oh, you didn't know that? Wow, yeah, see, that was their big accidental like hit, right? I'm sure it wasn't completely accidental. There was a need for it, and it was very lucrative for them. So lucrative that they could just, you know, go and do whatever they wanted after that. And that's what they did. They picked what was smartest, and unfortunately that led to them kind of mistreating their workers and kind of being known for that. But then again, they're talking about replacing them all with robots these days, so, you know, and, you know, I don't know. Amazon's a force to be reckoned with now. They're basically, I would say, a good chunk of the government at this point. Actually, I'd say they're more, because we got to talk about AWS. If we're talking about Amazon, did you mention that earlier? But AWS is probably their biggest SBU. It makes a whole lot more than the books or Whole Foods or anything else, because they own pretty much all of the internet in the country. it's like over 50% or something like that. They own the majority of the internet. People don't realize that. They're making mad bucks. It's not just Twitch. The reason why they have Twitch is because they already own the internet, pretty much. I mean, not the whole internet, but pretty much enough of it, right? So I don't know. There's a whole lot that I don't know about that stuff, because I'm not that tech savvy. I spend too much time learning about making games and not how to make websites. But I know that AWS is a huge, huge, huge chunk of their revenue. Companies getting too big for their own good. Yes, I know that's kind of the vibe here. But yeah, I kind of like the idea that you can do good with the money that is provided through Twitch, at least. I think that's cool, you know. I know there's a lot of discussion around, oh, these bring me joy, I should buy these. We'll get a little plant here. There's a lot of discussion around what's his face, pirate software, about him being a industry plant, which is interesting to me. I'm not sure if I 100% agree with that, but I think it was more of a gotta restart your computer. Oh yeah, you're probably getting ready for your stream here, aren't you? Already too. Well, thank you for the reminder, and I will definitely go and raid you once you start your stream, so no worries about that. Wait, what about Pirate Software? Yeah, so first of all, if you guys don't know Pirate Software, he's like pretty much one of the biggest streamers right now. I mean, maybe not the biggest. Was that Iron Mouse or something is bigger, but he's like friends with all the big streamers now, and he was at like the Twitch Awards and all that stuff. Yeah, absolutely, Kixie, don't worry about that. Pirate Software seems pretty cool based on the clips I've seen, at least. So the clips is part of it, actually, because so some strange things happen. There's kind of a long story. What really happened was he had a Kickstarter for his game Heartbound, which I believe is released. Maybe not. Let's double check this. It's on Steam. Oh, it's still in early access. So this is the thing. This was like around around the time that I was starting Retro Spaceball. So like I think 2016 is when I first heard of Pirate Software. And I found his Discord server. Mostly negative. Yes, you see that. I think this is recent though. I think this is because of the fire that he's under for multiple things going on at once. So what he did was he had a very successful Kickstarter and decided that he was going to make the game on stream because he knew it was going to take longer than he originally planned or something like that. He basically said, so sorry guys, but you can watch me make it. And so everyone was kind of happy with that, watching this dev make it. And he got real big. He got real big on Twitch from streaming every night in the middle of the night until like noon the next day. And yeah, he would do like 12-hour streams or something like that pretty much every day. And I remember catching some of them when he only had like 100 or 200 people in there, but now he's got like 1,500 or 15,000 every stream. He's got like crazy hype things and stuff like that. They're saying it's abandoned by the dev. Exactly. So he basically doesn't work on this game on stream anymore. He just plays World of Warcraft, which is weird because this is someone who's an ex-Blizzard employee who's spent a lot of time talking shit about Blizzard, but his dad still works there, I believe. Either that or his dad's like still a consultant for them or something like that. His dad was actually the guy that they made the character in the South Park episode, the World of Warcraft South Park episode. What was it? I can't remember the character's name, but the big fat blob guy who's like attached to his chair and stuff like that. He's the big fat guy. They based that character off of that dude's dad. Yeah, Pirate Software's dad. So I mean, he's around my age. I'm not sure if he's younger or older, but he's around my age, and he started at Blizzard around the same time that I graduated, which to me was like a red flag right there, because it was like really hard to get jobs at that point. No one was really hiring. Everyone was like holding on to their job, and people were getting fired. It wasn't as bad as what you see today with the firings and stuff, but this is because the crash kind of messed with like real estate and like all these other things. So like it was like low-level non-tech jobs that were hit the hardest. The tech jobs were kind of cushioned during the 2008 crash. But what you saw was Activision left Chicago. They closed down most of their headquarters and just went down to LA. A lot of people were just packing up and sticking with their one big headquarters, usually in LA or in Sunnyvale, or you know, somewhere over there. Washington was another spot where a lot of companies just like they hunkered down during the 2008 and didn't hire anyone. But somehow he got a job as an intern because his dad got him a job. He's a nepotism job, or a dev, right? So that's how he got in. And then he was doing like hacker stuff. So he was basically figuring out who was hacking the game and kicking them out. And then he went down that road after he left and got a job working for the government, making sure that like nuclear power plants weren't getting hacked and stuff like that. So yeah, he did a whole lot of stuff that was kind of cool, and that was enough to like bring in this audience, and he had a lot to talk about while he was Twitch streaming. You know, and he was very consistent, you know, all the time, and that's what that like shot him into stardom. But just recently, when he stopped doing the Heartbound stuff and switched to World of Warcraft, that's when everything started happening, because he hired like 2 or 3 editors that started making clips for his YouTube stuff, and all of this kind of surmounted to people calling him out and saying that he's a industry plant. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But the good thing is that he's using a lot of the money to create a like, and you could see this as him trying to create clout for himself or to look good. What do they call it? Virtue signaling. But he created a foundation to help preserve ferrets. It's a, what do they call that? A rescue for ferrets, and that's kind of cool, you know. But yeah, people think he's focusing too much on his content, I suppose. Exactly, he's focusing on the stream. This dude's rich as fuck. He's rich as fuck now, right? So why is he focusing on making more money? Why doesn't he focus on making games? That's where the question is. He's a game developer, but is he anymore? Because he's not really anymore. Now he's a hacker that talks about hacking and plays World of Warcraft, and that's pretty much, he's kind of left the game design stuff in the dust. But yeah, there's an ad starting here, so we'll take a little break, and it won't be long before Kixie is starting her stream here. But yeah, we'll take a break for the ad. I'll give my voice a rest here. All right, welcome back from the ad break. Yeah, real quick on the topic of pirate software before we move on to something else. But he recently did like poorly, I guess, in World of Warcraft. I don't know. I never played World of Warcraft, so I don't really know. I never played any MMORPG, so I don't really know. But he like ran out of mana, I guess, and like he's a wizard, so he couldn't buff anyone, I think is how it went. And so his whole party died on stream, I believe is what happened. So there was like a lot of I don't know, diss video stuff. They don't call it diss anymore. What do they call it? They said he's cooked. Like, I guess is the term. They bashed on him a whole lot for that. So I don't know that, and I think that kind of like led into it, because like he also like takes a lot of things down. So there's like small content creators that talk crap about the guy, and he has them taken down because he's like, you know, he throws his weight around, I guess. So like there's like a little bit of a undercurrent of people that are kind of upset with him. So it's like, yeah, it's all culminating into him being called an industry plant, which, like I said, I don't fully believe that, but I think it was like a right time and right place kind of thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's getting some kickbacks, like, but does that make you an industry plant? That just makes you a sponsor that so I guess that would be illegal these days, right? Because you're supposed to say that you're sponsored when you're making something on the side. I think that's the general law now across the whole world, I think, or most of the world, I think. I don't really know. I'm not that embedded into all of this. But yeah, I'm gonna hydrate here. Why are you not catching any Pokemon today? It's because I've actually set this up so that way certain people don't catch Pokemons. I've hacked the Pokemon game so that way it favors the Indie Maniac viewers. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know how to do that. So I think sometimes you have a good day and a bad day on the Pokemon game. I think that's how that works. I want more plants. In fact, I want plants in real life. I've got a house that has no plants, and I kind of want to do microgreens. How cool would that be? Although the light is kind of on the wrong side of the house for that. But I do have one room that's like on the was it the east, sets in the west, right? So it rises in the east. So that gets most of the sunlight, I think. Or no. Which way am I facing? If that way is north... No, wait, that way is north. I don't know. I need to look at a compass. I just moved here. I don't know. Where's your stuff? Go get your stuff, buddy. Quit working. Go get your stuff. So we got a shooter, we got that... Oh, the electricity... well, I guess that doesn't really make sounds, does it? Ooh, these bricks, they're gonna do like a boom, right? Just like in Mega Man, because that's kind of what they are. They're like Mega Man bricks. They're not animated yet, but I did make the frames for the animations. They just need to be animated. So we need a boom. Yeah, here we are. So we'll start with a new jump. So we'll go create new sound. We'll hit jump. That's not the jump we want. So if we wanted to, we could mutate it. Pirate Software played Balatro for the first time recently and played it all night. I was hooked. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. That's cool that he's played other games besides WoW, because every time I check out his stream, it's all WoW, and like I don't understand WoW, so like, and it's not, he doesn't really explain a whole lot either. Sometimes he'll go into like the back end stuff, which is cool. I understand maybe a little bit more about the development side of it, but I don't understand the game well enough to really hang on to his streams. But yeah, I could see playing Balatro would be cool. Or at least that's how the dev pronounce it. I know everyone else calls it Balatro, and honestly that's how I read it for a long time, but then I heard a podcast of the dev talk about it. Apparently Balatro is an old word that means Joker, apparently, or like Jester. Watching him play WoW was boring, and I played a lot of WoW in the past. Yeah, no, it was boring. It's just like him talking to his chat. It was much better when he did game dev stuff. And that's kind of when I started following him on Twitch. It was like around 2017 or so. But yeah, even then it was more just to see what he was doing, just out of like curiosity, because he was doing so well. Not to like ape his ideas or anything like that, but just out of curiosity, like, why is this guy doing so well, you know? So my comfort level's in the brown. So is my poop. Maybe we'll get a new chair or something. I gotta say, this little idle game is pretty cool. I think I might ask this dev to be on the podcast. I'm not getting my hopes up though. He's a little bit smaller than the other dev. What's his name? Can't remember. So this dev got this idea from another dev who did Rusty's retirement, right? But that dev did Haiku before Rusty's retirement, and that's what kind of shot this dev into like stardom. But he didn't even respond to my DM about asking him to be on the podcast. So, but that happens a lot. And also Twitter, it's like your DMs can get like lost in the spam. There's so many spam DMs. Like just yesterday, I responded to a DM that I gotten 10 days ago and not realized it because it was lumped in with the spam. And I even told him, I'm like, man, hold DMing people, because it was. He's like, oh, I like your game, and I want to know how you found success on Twitter, and how I could maybe get some traction for my game, because I just started my X account. And I'm like, well, first of all, Twitter was a different universe, and it was a lot more friendly to indies, so sorry about that. But second of all, cold DMs is not the way. I gave him a long list of things that I did to help me, you know, posting videos, posting daily. When I didn't have good content, I came up with something else that was around the same niche, which was game devs. You know, everyone's saying, oh, don't market to game devs, market to gamers, they're your core audience. Well, this Twitter isn't about marketing, it's about networking, or at least for game devs. So like that. There was a whole lot of stuff. You don't get spam DMs? Psh, I get a lot of spam DMs. A lot. It's probably every other day I get something like that, where it's like, we've added you to this group with jobs or Bitcoin for free. You know, like really, really spammy stuff. Or the porn bots, right? My X account is just like covered in porn bots. I don't know why. The first follower I ever had on Twitter, this was back in 2009, was a porn bot. And it's funny because Twitter's always like, oh, we're getting rid of the bots. Elon Musk is gonna get rid of the bots. The only bot I saw them get rid of was the indie game bot, which I miss dearly because it was awesome. It only retweeted indie game stuff and it was perfect. It was amazing. Why did they get rid of it? I don't know, to make room for more porn bots and AI slop. Oh my gosh. Don't get me started on X. It's falling apart. Not to mention, like, before Elon Musk took over, I was getting 100 followers a month. 100 new followers a month. Hey, thanks for checking in, young halfling. How you doing? Welcome in. Good to see you. I was getting 100 new followers a month before Elon Musk bought it. As soon as he got it, I was getting like 0 to 10. But I was also losing followers more rapidly than I was gaining them because of people dropping off. Either dead accounts getting cleansed, or people just leaving, or you know, I'm sure there were some people who followed me thinking that I'd follow them back and then didn't, because I pretty much only follow content creators and indie devs. And I'm not the type of person to just follow back. I will look at your account and I will see if I want to follow you, and if I don't, then I won't. That's how I work. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, so we were just making some music here. I can play it for you real quick. But then I got caught up in chatting. And we're actually gonna raid Kixie pretty soon here once she starts her stream. Not to put pressure on her, but whenever she's ready, I'll be ready as well. Chatting, good, yeah, we did lots of chatting. But first, let me play you this music I made. Music. So yeah, song 1, the only song. Sometimes it does this where it won't let you play the music. I just go back. It's only when there's only one song, which is weird. So like, one way to fix this would be to add another song, but if I just keep going back and forth, sometimes it works. Oh, there it worked. Nice, never seen this DAW before. This is not actually a DAW. This is actually a tracker. So it's not actually a tracker either. This is a game engine. You go to the game world, you can see the whole game here. This is GB Studio, which is what we're using to make Pyrotoad. It's called Fire there before we had a name. And Johnny Manjiro, my partner in crime on this project, made the level design using art that looks like this. And then I went in and changed some of the sprites around and redid the backgrounds, and now I'm doing some of the music, and there's still a lot of levels to go. It's to the point where it kind of needs music and sound effects, and also like I've been doing a lot of art. Not that I'm sick of it or anything like that, but it's nice to keep things rotating, you know, so that way I don't get sick of it, because there's a lot to go. I think there's 37 now. So yeah, it'll be interesting to say the least. I'd like to get it done sooner than later, but it's taking a long time. But yeah, as a DAW aficionado, I would say, well, maybe I can't say aficionado. I like Ableton a lot. Ableton's my DAW of choice, but when I started, I was using like Cool Edit, and then Acid Pro, and then FL Studio back when they called it Fruity Loops. But yeah, this is nice because I've been trying to learn trackers for like a long time now. Even back in high school, I was trying to learn trackers. But this thing has a piano roll and a tracker. So you can do both at the same time, and it helps you kind of understand both of it, right? Because if you just look at the numbers, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But this is the note. So these are the channels, right? There's only 4 channels on the Game Boy. This is the note, and then this is the instrument. And then these are actually effects, which I don't really use in GB Studio, mostly because I haven't quite figured them out. But I also use LSDJ, which is a a ROM based tracker. You actually play it on the Game Boy itself, or an emulator. So that's really cool too. Of course, you can't really do much with that. You can play it on the Game Boy and record it as a wave, using like a sound card, right? But you can't put that into your game unless you do it by hand this way, and it's going to sound different because LSDJ has a lot of features that you don't have in common Game Boy trackers. But yeah, it sounds like fun. No, I love this software. It's free, and I definitely recommend it. Anyone who's interested in playing Game Boy games or making Game Boy games should check it out, because it's very cool. It's actually got, like, if we go to the game world and we if we like just play around on one of these empty scenes, scroll up to the top here. So this scene here, this one's set to top down, but there's also platformer, adventure, shoot 'em up, point and click, and logo, which is for like logos and stuff. But like point and click is cool. It makes it turn into like a point and click game. You can move the cursor around the screen using the D-pad, and then click on triggers rather than just enter them. These are the triggers, these yellow orangish boxes. So and you can use colliders if you want, but a lot of times you just use triggers to go around the screen and stuff like that. So yeah, just a lot of cool things you can do with it now. When it first came out, it was only top down, like adventure style, and you could only do like Zelda like or RPG like stuff, and it was really hard to do tile swapping and stuff like that. But they've made it easier in the recent updates, and they just keep updating it all the time, so that's sweet. Let's see here. I'm just keeping an eye on my followed streamers to see when Kixie goes on, because we're gonna raid and do Call Me Kixie's stream. If you're not familiar with Call Me Kixie, she's an awesome indie content creator. She's been streaming for just over 6 or 7 months now, and it's a super fun stream. She does a lot of chatting, which is cool because she likes to talk about games. Of course, that's awesome. But she also does like window shopping on Steam, so we actually get to see like her thought process as she's like shopping, and then we get to communicate as a little group, about what we like, what we don't like. If we like the music, we all send in dance emotes and whatnot, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, she streams every Saturday, and I try to join that since I mod her stream, and I like to help out, so that's the plan, to raid her. Yeah, Kixie maxed out her yapping skill. She's pretty good at it. She's better than me. I'm like really quiet like all the time until I start talking. But like I don't have anyone to talk to, so I'm pretty quiet most of the time until I start, and then I can keep going. But yeah, she knows what she's doing when it comes to talking. Sorry, just having a sip of my tea here. No longer warm, but it's good. I'm the same way. Right on. Yeah, I live alone, and I have for long portions of my life, and it gets really quiet. Sometimes I'll like start talking to myself, or I sing to myself. I'll just be like little scat phrases, like like just like little weird stuff like that. And or I'll whistle a lot. Whistling kind of sounds bad without a windscreen. Like the vibrato with the whistling. Or I like to do bird calls because I don't know, birds are kind of musically interesting. A lot of music steals from birds. Yeah. Are you grooving to my bebops, my boodly beeps? Groove on. Yeah, so this My Little Life is pretty cool. I'm making mad stacks of credits. I can't speak all of a sudden. Fat stacks, but not enough to buy these paintings. I'm getting close though. It's got to poop. You can see his name is Marty Brooks. Let's give him a better name. We'll call him Rick. He'll be me. That way I can talk in the first, third person or whatever. Whatever person that would be. The 21st person. I need a paintbrush. We'll put that on that table. And then I need a paint bucket. We'll put that on the table. That way I can get a promotion and make more money while I'm not doing anything. This has helped me with my social skills. Honestly, I'm mostly not a very social person. I live by myself with just my pets. Yeah, I'm the same way, except without the pets. I had pets, but sadly they're no longer with us. So I worry about getting new pets. It's always rough to lose pets for me. So I get very attached to them. And I know that I'm gonna live longer than them, hopefully, which is sad to say even, but yeah. But then there's also this thing where I feel bad for them being contained. And I know that like, I'm a cat person, but I know that they're not supposed to be like free roaming the suburban countryside. Like they just get hit, you know, they'll get hit by a car. That's what happens. If you have outdoor cats, their lifespan is drastically lowered, mostly because of cars. But anyways, there's other things out there that kill them. Coyotes, or, you know, depending on where you're at, there's other larger animals than coyotes. But even just like neighborhood dogs could kill them, you know, like, or they could get into something that's poisonous. That happens too, you know, get in the trash or something like that. Or they sleep inside of a car in the winter, and, you know, like, or they just get taken in by someone who wants your cat. That's happened to me too, you know? So like, I've lost a lot. I get that. Yeah. As any pet owner knows, it's never easy. Actually, my mom's dog, who I was taking care of for the last couple of years, like at their place, like obviously I was living with my mom and helping them with their pets. One of them died while I was there. That was very sad, but she was very old. But we had grown really close in the year or so that I was there with her. And then the dog also, like, I'm very close with the dog now, and now the dog's got cancer, and it doesn't have a lot of time. So it's crazy how quickly that happened, you know? Like, not to get on like a serious note, but my mother has brain cancer, and her prognosis is like really bad. In fact, they told us that she'd already be dead at this point. And she's still comfortable, she's still happy, she's not able to drive anymore, but she's still doing good, you know. And she's surprised about it too. You know, we're all hoping for the best for her, but there's no surgeries that can be done. There's no more any of that. And then randomly, the dog had an abscess, and we're like, oh, well, that's not good. So the vet said that there's cracked tooth, but the reason behind it was because of something else. So we did blood tests, and sure enough, she's got some type of cancer that's going to like kill her probably quicker than the cancer that's been growing in my mom for years. So it's like, it's crazy, you know. But yeah, thank you, I appreciate that. Sorry, I don't mean to trauma dump or get too deep into that stuff. It's just like it's such a part of my life now that I don't really even see it as like a traumatic, depressing thing anymore. It's just my life now. So and that sounds really bad, but like, I get it. People who don't have to deal with that stuff, to them it's like, well, that got dark quick, right? But like, sorry, as you get older, it won't seem as dark. It's just another part of life, as sad as that is. As much as I would like my mom to continue to live and be around and stuff, that's nothing lasts forever, and that's unfortunate. All we can do is be grateful that she had a good life. We were given time to know what's going on before it happens, to, you know, like, for instance, me and my mom never really got along great for like my whole life. So this has given us an opportunity to, like, you know, become better acquainted and, you know, appreciate each other a bit rather than, you know, I don't know. She was a bit of a helicopter mom, you know, not gonna lie. She still is. Recently lost 2 people to cancer, I get it. Sorry to hear that. Very sorry to hear that. Real quick, I think of this way, there are a lot of people that might have got the pets I have that might not have given them the good life I know I would do despite short-lived lives. At least they had good time while they're here. Exactly. That's the whole key, Indie Maniac. I totally 100% feel that. And then Koskia said, I'm only social during work and only when I talk with important customers or suppliers. I've been there, where you have to switch gears. But there is this ad that's starting very shortly here. Social people scare me. I love that. This is spoken like a true non-socialite. So yeah, we'll take a little ad break here, and it looks like Kixie's starting. So after the ad break, we'll raid her. Alright, it looks like we're back from the ad break. Thank you so much everyone for hanging out. We are going to raid Kixie here. She's already started her stream. And that's what we're doing here. So thank you again. And I might be on later, probably after Kixie's stream. So I might take a break. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But thanks again. And we'll see you on the other side. Oh, do a raid message. I don't know what to put for a raid message. We'll do high again. And then raid message. Yep, so we got subs on top, non-subs on bottom. Copy paste that stuff quickly because we're about to raid. What is this? What happened here? Why is there two of them? Alright, let's do it. We'll see you there. Make sure you copy and paste that, and we are on our way.
I have this tea kettle or a water kettle. I have this tea kettle or a water kettle. Thank you for the raid, Rick. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the raid, Rick. Welcome. And thank you for the subscription.
Wow.